Coding challenge, intermediate, 13th of December. So let's check which questions you struggle the most. So first one, let's solve the first one. Get the middle character. So let's do that. We have a string and we want to find the character in the middle. If the number of characters is odd, like testing, then return literally the one in the middle. Easy, right? However, if it's even, like test, return the last character of the first half, kind of. So, you'll tell me, argument name, word, okay? Word. So then, we want to find the character in the middle. So, what's the first thing you'll do? You have to splice. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, but can you splice a string? Yeah. So first of all, we need to do dot split, right? And now we want to find the character in the middle. So actually, let me create a variable called let array word. So there are multiple ways to do it. You can use a splice, definitely. I'd like to do something a bit different. So I simply want to return. First of all, I want to check if the condition, right, is the word, is the number of characters of the word even or odd. How do we check that? Correct. So we can do array word dot length. What? How do you check if this is modulus 2? Or can I leave it like that? What will happen now? Falsy. So falsy, what does it mean? So what do we have here? Odd or even? Even? Right, so this is A and eventually I'll have B. So will A target odd or even numbers, and why? Why odd?
Because when the length is an even number,
Yeah.
then modulus will be 0.
Correct.
Evaluate the 40.
Correct.
It does a bit after the column.
Correct. And if it's odd, what happened?
Should be 1.
Correct. Is 1 evaluated as truthy or falsy? Correct. So, I mean, definitely, we can do equal 0. That's fine. I'm not against that. But I'm lazy today, so I want to type the less the better, right? So, if it's odd, let's do the odd first, because that's simple, right? So, how do we get the character in the middle of array word?
This could be a character at the end.
We can do that. But because this is an array, I can simply do that, right? So if I do that, they will return the specific index. So, how do we get the character in the middle?
Array word dot length.
Like that? Will this work? Yes or no? What do you think, Tom? So what happens if it's odd? So for example, the second example, length is 7.
You get 0.5.
Correct. What happens if you try to get the position 3.5 of an array?
It's just going to be undefined.
Yeah, internet will explode probably, right? We have to round it. That's interesting. We have to round it. Interesting.
Not
So why round, why floor? Can you convince each other, guys?
If you round it,
Yeah.
so you have 5 and you divide by 2, you get 2.5. If you round it and go up, so it'll be the third one, which is in the middle.
What do you think about that? Do you agree or not? Right. So Marta is not convinced yet, but you are right, Tom. You are right. Because if the length is 5, if you divide 5 by 2, you got 2.5. What's the result of rounding? Let's try that, right? So if I do math.round 5 divided by 2, it returns 3. Correct. Correct. So if the length, if our array tell me a word of 5 characters, please. 5s, right? 5s. Correct.
Thank you very much.
So we got 5s. What will it return? With character will it be returned? E. Is that the one in the middle? Wrong. However, if we do floor, as Tom suggested, we got number 2, which is literally the one in the middle, right? So yeah, that will make the trick. So let's do that, right? We need to, instead of round, we need to floor it. And what happens if it's even?
Take one
Take one. Take one from doing what?
from the index.
From which index? I don't have an index.
Oh, right. Okay, so you need to do array word.length divided by 2
Yeah,
and take 1 from that.
like that.
Surround the first term of brackets.
Yeah. Is it strictly necessary?
So you have 4, you divide by 2, you get 2.
Yeah. How you call that? Is that the associative property in maths? So if we do 3 multiplied by 5 minus 2, what go first?
Multiplication.
Correct, correct, correct. So this go first. You don't need parentheses, strictly speaking. But for readability purposes, you can leave them if you want, right? So if you find this code more readable, then go for it. Don't forget, we write codes for humans, not just for computers. So, will this work? Yes or no? And why?
Wait, so saying without brackets it would still work?
Yeah.
Yep.
Division comes
Correct, because the division comes first.
Would it not do...
Bit of maths, mate.
Oh yeah, sorry, yeah.
We'll do the division first, and then we'll subtract 1, right? So if the length is 4, we'll do 4 divided by 2 is 2, minus 1, 1. So it will take position number 1, which technically speaking is the second element, which is the last one of the first part. So that works. So will this work, yes or no? Any warning at the bottom? Victor? You're becoming an expert on that, eh?
No, really not. Do you have to, on word.split,
Yeah?
do you have a space between split and the open bracket or no?
No, really. Not really. When you invoke a function,
Oh, okay.
yeah. when
And how
you-
about after floor? No space either?
No. When you invoke a
Invoke
function,
function is
no.
okay. Still trying to understand that.
So, will this work? Yes or no? No complaints, right? So it will be okay on the left and at the bottom. That's correct. That's correct. Any question, G?
No questions, no. Thanks.
Okay, cheers. Thank you, Jim. So question number 2, get divisible values. You know how to do it. Descend in order. And then find repeated city. We've done that like 20 times already, right? But let's do it once again. So,
For me, I don't need it done. I know how to do it. I just don't know how to do it
okay.
by memory, which is why I didn't put the answer there.
Okay. So do you want me to do it or
No, I know how to do it. I just haven't internalized it, so I
Okay.
didn't feel like I wanted to just copy the answer.
Okay. That's fine, G. Okay, then I'll skip it, but I'll do the last one. Skip. That one, right? So, that's a good one. I like this one. So, what's the worst movie ever? That's a bit confusing because so many reasons, and I like it. I like it because it's wrong. You know, everything is wrong in this question. So, I mean, I did that on purpose, to be honest, and I'm rethinking whether that's a good idea to do these kind of things on purpose. So, generally speaking, the main goal on the challenge is to test your hard skills. Your hard skills is about how good you are solving well-specified issues, right? However, here, it's not just about your technical ability. It's a bit about yes, correct. It's about a bit about analytics, and you'll have that issue in a real world. So you'll be asked to do a piece of work to create a new functionality, but the requirements you'll receive may not be clear enough. So you may get opposite directions. You may get unclear acceptance criteria. And this is a good example. What's the worst movie ever? So if I read at the title, it looks like I want one movie, right? But then, if I look at the expectations, I don't want one movie. I want the list of movies. But then I will say, okay, because at least the business wants to sort them. No, it doesn't even want to sort them, right? And even worse, the method we got on the left, get worst movie, doesn't match the function name on the right. Worst movie ever. So this is super confusing, right? And it's very easy to fail here. Not because of the complexity of the issue, but because it's not correctly described. Whether that's a good thing or not, I don't know. I'm open to suggestions, right? But this is what it is. So for now, let's just deal with it. So movie ever, argument name. Movies, yeah, easy, right? So then, we have an array, and we simply want to return another array of the same dimension. So, which method gives that capability of transforming an existing array? Map, correct. Return movies dot map argument name movie, correct. So then what? Return what? The name. Do we want to transform the name at all? No, ignore the score. First of all, the name.
Oh, right, that's just on movie.
Name equals movie.name. We agree on that? Right, and then, look, we don't want the scores property. We want the score, which is the average probably, right? So score equals, we'll see. We want to get the average. We already know how to get the average. Would you create a new function to create the average, to calculate the average? It may help to understand your code, right? So I'm going to create a new function here, get average score. So you'll tell me argument name of the function. Scores, correct. And then how you get the average? Return scores.reduce. What do you get here, Tom? Total and score, correct. And then what do we return? What do we do here? So will this give us the average?
Oh, you want to do it inline?
Initialize to 0.
Initialize to 0, and then what?
And then divide score by.
Yes, nice one, Eugene.
You need to do array then.
Say it again?
Can you just do scores of length?
Scores of length. Well, assuming scores is an array, it will be an array eventually, right? Yes. So it's good. I'm happy you tell me that because Generally speaking, what you do is first of all you get the total and then you return the total divided by array.length, which is okay, don't get me wrong. But this is a bit sexier, I believe. Do we need that? Yes, no? Can you convince each other? Why yes, why not?
Default value, it will be initialized to be 0, so we don't need it.
Okay, let's remove it. So then, we just get average score. What do we pass as the argument here? Movie.scores. So, will this work? Yes or no? No. So, Marta and Victor said no. Eugene, however, said yes.
No, I said what?
Well, you propose that.
Oh, wait.
Okay, it doesn't work. Why doesn't work, Eugene?
We need to return back to an array.
We need to return an array.
And we're returning back as 4.
So we need to return an array. And what are we returning?
One number, I think. A total. A score.
So what do we need to change, Eugene?
Oh, we need to initialize it as an array. Scores. I think.
Here?
No, as the initial.
Here?
Yeah,
Empty array.
yeah.
Okay?
And then. Wait, how? I don't know how that totals work. I don't know how we get 0.9 out of 0.7 out of 0.5, 0.3.
Yeah, that explains few things, right?
Yeah. Oh, wait. Okay, wait. Oh, it's sorted in order. Oh, wait. It's sorted. Maybe
What's he talking about?
We're adding an array to a number.
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh, yes, so he got it.
Sorry, I didn't even read one thing. Okay, cool. Yeah, we do need a number, so yeah, but we don't need that array anymore. Get rid of that array. Sorry.
Which number? 8, for example?
No,
No.
I mean, that's sort of we need to be empty. It can be empty.
Empty?
Yeah, empty.
Empty, what's empty?
Nothing.
Nothing, like that.
Not even the comma, yeah.
Okay. So will this work? No, still, you have some challenges here. They don't agree, they don't like your approach. So why? Can you convince Eugene? All right, yes, I mean, he may be right.
That needs to be initialized to 0, that function.
Okay, so Eugene, Victor says that you need to put that. But Eugene said, no, you don't need that. But Victor says, yeah, you need it. So instead of saying back and forth, right, can you explain? Yeah?
Because if you don't initialize to 0, then on the first iteration, total will take the first element of the array, and then you're doing the first element plus the second element divided by the length. And if you run through those in that manner, it's not going to give you the average. So if you start with 0, then you're dividing the first element by the length, and then the second element by the length, and then the third element by the length, and then that will return the average.
That's correct. And if you don't trust Victor, what you can do, Eugene, is you can go to DevTools afterwards and literally, it's just simple, right? Basic function, an array of numbers, and try what happens if you put the comma 0 and if you don't put it. It won't work in that particular case.
Would it change if you parenthesize the total plus score?
Total plus score.
I'm guessing that, like, say if we look at the first, like, movie 43, and we look at 0.5, that total will be initialized to 0.5, right?
Yeah.
You didn't specify it, right?
Yeah?
I'm still in
Just try on DevTools. We explain why it wouldn't work, right?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So will this work, yes or no? No, why not, Tom?
Change the function.
Correct. This is where everybody gets a penalty because you don't used to pay attention to the function name, right? But in that particular case, it's wrong. So get worst recent movie. Will this work, yes or no? Any typo, any misspelling? Nothing? All good? Osman? Can you see the screen from there? Okay. Say it again. We are missing semicolon. Where are we missing a semicolon, Marta? You agree on that?
I agree with
Okay,
I
so
never really understand where to put a semicolon.
it's easy every time you finish an instruction. If you finish an instruction, put a semicolon, except for the functions and the if and the else. So if there is, look, if you have a parenthesis and the instruction is over, then put a semicolon. That should fix most of the issues. For example, here you have a parenthesis, but it's because it's the function, so you still have more things, right? But if you have an instruction, put a semicolon. If you have an object, put a semicolon. So, all good? Marta gets an extra point on the board channels just for spotting the issue. All good. Cool. Yeah, and obviously, going back to what the previous battle between Victor and Eugene, if we remove the comma 0, look, you see? We got the thing, that's why we definitely need to initialize it to 0. Cool. And then it works. Any question, guys? G, any question?
No, I'm good, thanks.
Okay, thank you. That was it. Cheers.
Cheers. Bye.